a little tired now.
Wait just to get it started. I think everybody's
Don't have time. Don't have time.
That would be a thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can't mess with it.
Yeah, I know it is.
Please don't.
Tired, though, Yes, it is. Big turnout.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. The meeting will come to order. We have a quorum. Accommodations are met. Does everyone have the agenda?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to put some things on, Mr. Chairman.
All right, what you got there, Mr. Billy?
The pole moving on County Road 161, Carlton Road. Have the letter here from them. Also, the staking on the south side of Carlton Road. In the letter, they said once upon the approval of the cost of moving the poles, they'd be ready to go to work immediately on the moving of the pole. And there's only 2 poles on the south side. One of those won't even have to be moved, so we'd start on the south side first. I'd like to add that. I would like to remind the board of something that about the barrels for the Humane Society concerning Maryland Mims.
So you want to add barrels?
I have 2 concerns I'd like to address the board about animal control. And also I have Donna Odom that I spoke with earlier. I don't know whether y'all want to add her under the invited guest. If not, I told her I would share. I'm going to be very brief and quickly. Mine is 3 or 4 things, but it won't take that long. That I would ask the House to come under my time. However y'all want to do it. That would be a motion I'd make.
Are you making that a motion? That's your motion, Mr. Billy?
Yes, sir, motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Motion carries.
I have something too, Chairman.
All right, you making that? Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
Mr.
want
Mack.
Code enforcement,
Okay.
Charles Matthew, Wolf Ratz, Powell Bennett, Keith White, water to the fire station. You know, for that.
All right, you making that a motion, Mr. Mack? Put that on there.
Make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Any opposed? All right.
Mr. Chairman, I need to correct the agenda that we have. One of the approval of the minutes, we need to take off October the 20th. She just got them this afternoon for corrections. I turned them back in.
Okay.
And also under Public Works, we need to add the hiring of a truck driver. And I'll make that a motion that we correct this agenda.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Hall, you lead us in a word of prayer.
Sure. Let's bow our head. Father, we thank you for your many blessings. We thank you for just being able to come out and just do the will of your that you would have us to do. We thank you for bringing us into this new year as a board. That we pray that everything we do will be pleasing to you. We pray that our audience that is here tonight would just understand about government, how it works, and what it is. We also pray that they just get an understanding and ask questions that they would in a respectful way. I also pray that this board will unite as one, communicate this upcoming year, that we can move forward with this county. All these things we ask in your name's sake. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call.
Commissioner Hall,
Here.
Commissioner Sutton,
Here.
Chairman Metters,
Here.
Commissioner Bozeman,
Here.
Commissioner McDonald,
Present.
Attorney Miller.
Present.
Approval of minutes, May 10th, May 19th, June 9th, June 16th, June 20th, June 27th, June 30th, July 5th, July 7th, July 14th, July 19th, July 25th, July 26th, August 2nd, August 9th, August 11th, August 18th, August 23rd, August 31st, September 6th, September 15th, September 19th, October 4th, and October the 6th.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion these minutes be approved.
I'll second, but I'm a little bit concerned that we,
All right, we got a motion and a second for discussion from Mr. Billy.
yes, sir. There's a lot of this, we all have these minutes, but I mean, when you going back 4 months or so, I can't remember a whole lot of things. I've always been used to doing it the following month, where everything's clear and fresh on my mind. I did go back last night and review through mine and all like that, but I don't know what the problem is, why we don't have the adequate help up here that it can be done in a timely manner. But it definitely is a concern of mine, because it's my understanding, until we officially approve these minutes, whatever we voted and approved, it really don't count until they've been approved, and we going on and doing things next month and next month that's been voted on, but yet it hadn't been officially approved. And I would very much like to see that we get this thing shaped up to where each following month we'd be able to vote and approve the minutes of the prior month myself. It is a concern of mine.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Miss Kelly, come on up.
Why can't y'all believe it's been another year?
Kelly, been a fast
Seems
one.
like I was here last month. I just want to thank y'all for giving us this opportunity. This has turned out to be one of the exciting appearances that our girls are involved in. Here throughout the year, when we talk about your appearances, what's been your favorite appearance? And it's always been meeting the county commissioners, going up to the courthouse. Who knows, one day, these girls might be sitting in those seats.
That's right.
So we always, remember the impression that we leave on them. I've got 2 sets of queens tonight. The first ones I'm going to introduce is going to be our national queens. These are very special girls. They were crowned back in September, Labor Day, back last year. Out of 8 national titles, Worth County took home 5 of them.
Great.
Great.
These were Worth County girls. They did an outstanding job. They competed against girls from Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Alabama. So we have to give them their credit due. Let's get started for our little miss, Kylie Barnes. Kylie is the 7-year-old daughter of Matthew and Keisha Barnes from Warwick, Georgia.
She's pretty.
Kylie is also, not only she's a national Little Miss, but she's also the state Miss Georgia Forestry Little Miss. Our tiny national is Carly Barnes. Little Miss Carly is the 5-year-old daughter of Matthew and Keisha Barnes from Warwick. Our hospitality queen, national hospitality queen, is Alexis Dorsey. Alexis is the 9-year-old daughter of Billy and Betty Dorsey from Sumner. Other Worth County girls who was crowned national titles was Mackenzie Ford. She was the baby miss, U.S. National Forestry. She's the 2-year-old daughter of Jamie K. Ireland and Corey Ford of Sylvester. And Jennifer Edie. Jennifer was crowned the Miss U.S. National Forestry. She's my 19-year-old daughter, and she attends West End College up in Macon. And she's writing a couple of papers tonight, so I told her to stay up there. But we're proud of these girls. So far, they've attended the National Forestry Festival in Perry, Florida, where it's home of the world's largest catfish fry. They've also attended the Florida Seafood Festival and appeared on Fox 31 Good Day Show here about a week or so ago. So we're very proud of them. Now, our local Worth County Queens were crowned last Saturday night. We had a very successful pageant. 26 girls throughout Southwest Georgia wanted the title of Worth County Forestry Queen. So that's pretty amazing. That means we've spread our word out across Southwest Georgia, and everybody's impressed with us. At state last year, when we competed, all of the Worth County queens either placed top 10, top 5. We gave the state queen and also a national queen. So we were very, very blessed last year. So to start off with, I'm going to go with our People's Choice Queen, Miss Hannah Claire Clayson. Hannah is the 8-year-old daughter of Todd and Lisa Clayson from Camilla, Georgia. Just stand right over there at the end of the floor. Our county hospitality queen this year is Ashley Ray Dorsey. Ashley is the 12-year-old daughter of Billy and Betty Dorsey of Sumner. Our little miss, Brianna Marie Brock. Brianna is the 6-year-old daughter of Richie and Allison Brock of Ashburn. Our tiny miss, Alyssa Rose Futrell. Alyssa is the 5-year-old daughter of Patrick and Charlotte Futrell from Chula, Georgia. Our baby miss, Allie Mae Grace Bradley. She's one entertaining y'all.
Absolutely. Look at it.
Allie Mae is the 10-month-old daughter of Corey and Heather Bradley of Baconton, Georgia. And we have a teeny miss that's on the way. She's going to be the 2-year-old daughter of Dr. Eddie and Shelley Duncan. Her name is Sarah Elizabeth Duncan. She's probably going to be flying in for that door any minute now. But our Miss Queen this year is Abigail Morris. She's a 19-year-old daughter of Alan and Ginger Morris from Leesburg, Georgia. She is a sophomore at UGA. She is also the recipient this year of the Carrie Hobby Scholarship. She was awarded $900 to continue her education at UGA. Our team miss is Leila Collins, the 16-year-old daughter from Marty and Diana Collins out of Edison, Georgia. So we've had a good array of girls coming from the Southwest Georgia area that's going to represent Worth County this year at the state pageant, compete for the Miss Georgia Forestry title. And by what I've seen so far, I think we're going to have another successful year. We're going to have more top 10s and more top 5s, and Worth County's going to get known again this year. So if we can get a group picture with our county commissioners and show them off just a little bit, we'll be happy. I also want to thank too, during this year they've been involved in so much stuff, the Grits Parade, the Sumner Egg Parade, the Peanut Parade, other appearances throughout Worth County. I get them involved in the ribbon cuttings and everything. I want to thank the Worth County Sheriff's Office and the Worth County Fire Department for their help and participation, helping me get these girls where I needed them to get this year. A lot of these folks took their personal time and their personal money and made sure these girls had what it took to be successful in during the reign of the year. So I want to thank them also.
Miss Laura, come on up.
I wanted to take the opportunity to make the board aware of a very successful collaborative effort between Worth County Environmental Health, Best Friends Humane Society, and several of our local veterinarians. On November the 11th, we held a rabies vaccination clinic. We had 2 2 locations, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. In the morning, we were in Sylvester at the train station. In the afternoon, we were at the station number 2 in Worthy Manor. We were able to offer 150 free rabies vaccinations to Worth County residents. These vaccinations were donated by Dr. Charles Land with Countryside Animal Clinic, Dr. Joe Farrow with Sylvester Animal Hospital. Both of those businesses are located in Worth County. And also Dr. Carrie Wiesel, who is a Worth County resident and operates Companion Animal Hospital in Albany. Each veterinarian donated 50 doses. We were able to administer 139 of those 150 doses, so we consider that to be a pretty successful event for our first one. And we hope to work together in the future to offer more vaccination clinics. This time we were only able to do dogs. Hopefully we want to do one for cats. Not sure that we'll be able to do it free every time, but hopefully at a discounted rate. And by that, we're getting it to the citizens, making it more readily available to protect the pet population from rabies, which is present in wild populations in Worth County. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Laura. Ms. Donna Goodall, you want to come up at this time, please, ma'am?
I've come tonight because of the concerns in our neighborhood of the proposed sports complex out there around the Coca-Cola plant, and the neighbors in the area do not want it. We feel that we won't have any privacy anymore. There'll be way too much traffic out there. The old State Route 50 is not wide enough. There's water on either side, so some of that is wetlands. There's some maps from years ago that show that it is wetlands. We have deer out there, foxes, gopher turtles. All that could be destroyed with putting in this sports complex. And our taxes would go up. And we wouldn't have the privacy that we have now. Our land backs up to the Coca-Cola land. So all the underbrush has been cut. You can see quite a ways through there. We've noticed that the land has already been surveyed or something. It's marked out already with markers right up against our property lines. So we know that there's something going on. So we want to know more about this proposed sports complex that we don't want. And I speak for all our neighbors in that area.
You want to take the lead on recreation there?
Yeah, I would. Ms. Goodall, in that it is a proposed site. With our current recreation facilities that we have, we've outgrown that as a county. We have talked about how it's going to be designed. For the underbrush, I mean, really the only thing that's been going out there is probably somebody been going out there marking off some trees or looking around, maybe a little bit of survey going on. Having said that, there would be some trees that would not be cut that will give you a cushion between the recreation facility and that property line, so you would still have some privacy. As far as the traffic goes, with what has been proposed is that the road will withstand that traffic because it's not going to go all the way up into it. That there will be new.
I disagree with you. I've lived on that road for 30 years.
Okay.
That road is not wide enough for two. If you have two dualies passing, one of them's going to lose a wheel over the side of the road.
I understand that, but
That road is not wide enough.
but it's not
safe.
going all the way down the road.
No, from this map that came out in the newspaper, it looked like you had a proposed new road, but it would go over wetland.
That is a proposed site. It is not definitely. Since you have seen that, there have been a lot of other changes made to that. So it is a proposed. What we as a board is trying to do is acquire the land and leave it up to the recreation department about the finalizing of the plans.
Well, have you been out there and walked the land and walked alongside the road?
Yes, ma'am.
To see all the water that lays there on both sides of the road? That
yes,
road's
ma'am.
not even wide enough to expand.
Well, we're not looking at expanding. The only place that we're looking at is that when right there at the Coca-Cola building where that driveway.
Which is a lot of traffic right now. I'm sorry, but there is. We've lived out there for 30 years. Most of us have been there. Some of us have been there
at the Coca-Cola driveway, that will be widened out. So it's not going all the way down, and there will be a drive cut onto the property. It would not go down State Route 50 is what I'm trying to get to you.
Okay.
So that's what's going to happen. So for us about the traffic going down there, it's not going all the way down there.
Okay. But you're not even utilizing the sports complexes that you have here in town.
We're not?
Not as fully as you think you are.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen the one near Bullard Center. I haven't seen anybody.
That is owned by the city of Sylvester that they have not, I won't get into that, but that is owned by the city of Sylvester. I can't tell you why that is not being utilized. But the complex that's over by Napa, we've overused that bit. If you have gone out there doing football or softball,
Right.
there's
It
nowhere
is
to
being
park.
used, yes.
So those type things, and what we're trying to do, what the board is trying to do is give the recreation department a place to where we can build a bigger facility, not just for recreation purposes, but it also will, the high school will be able to use it for cross-country runs, for softball tournaments and those type things like that, because it is,
And you're gonna have to truck everybody out there, bus everybody out there.
no ma'am.
How else are you gonna get out there? It's not in walking distance.
Okay, the same way that they get to this complex over there where their parents drive them out there, that's exactly how they would get out there. So it's not busing, it's the responsibility of the parents to get their kids to the facility,
And
just
it's
as
a
well
lot
as the.
further out of town than it is to go to that
No, ma'am.
complex over there.
No, ma'am. It depends on where you live at.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, it's gonna be a 50-50 either way, because you have people that lives on this side of town that's having to drive all the way out there. You have some that lives right here in the center of the city, that's gonna be neutral for everybody. So, I mean, for us about trucking and busing them, however, I mean, it's still the responsibility of the parents to get them to and from the site. So, I mean, for us about that part, it's always been the parent responsibility.
Another thing, who's gonna pay for all these added expenses? It's gonna fall back on the taxpayers, and our taxes have already gone up in the county.
Well, if you.
Double.
If you notice, just a few years ago, that we had the splosh referendum, and it passed at a 1% would go for that. We allocated money for recreation, and whatever taxes that was collected during that splosh period, a portion of that would be for recreation. A portion of it is for roads and bridges and all of this. With all the municipalities here in the county, they would get their money that's earmarked for those different things. So your additional taxes would not go up.
Well,
It is.
okay.
It is your population that you're paying taxes on now. So it's not additional taxes that's
All
going
right,
to pay for
who's
that.
gonna pick up the additional electrical costs?
It's going to
for
pick,
lighting?
it would pick up, pay for itself, and that is why you will have different tournaments, from soccer tournaments, softball tournaments, football tournaments, so it would pay for itself.
So on the off seasons,
There isn't an
What's
off
that?
season.
what
There's,
do you
there's,
have in the wintertime?
you have sports going on, you have basketball going on, you have soccer going,
But
there's,
not it's supposed to be a sports complex. There's gonna be additional buildings out there besides the Coca-Cola plant.
What-
That's gonna be built around that pond, which means that it's further expanding toward the back of our homes, which there is no undergrowth.
let me do this. Let me invite you to a recreation meeting, and you can get a better understanding of how the plans is going to go. I'm not on that board, but I've talked with them, and I know some of it, how it's going to go. But I think you will get a better understanding if you go there, and once they finalize the plans on what they're going to put out there, you will get a better understanding of what it
So
is.
basically, you're telling me it's already gone through no matter what the neighbors say.
No, ma'am, I'm not telling you anything is going through, because this board have not taken any action, have not even signed any deeds on getting the
So
property.
you haven't
It-
got the property, so all these markers that are out there or
That's
not.
all that is to survey the property.
It's just a survey
We
to see
decide
what's
go
out
with it.
there. We have not taken any action on signing any deeds to get the property. We're working on that, but nothing has been put in stones that we are actually doing this. We still have a lot of work to do before that happens.
And
Can I
Keenan-
say something, Chairman?
Yes, sir, Mr. Knight.
I hadn't really, I'm for recreation, but this board knows where I stand on expanding recreation right now, you know. My first recommendation would be, if you're gonna expand it, try to purchase some land out there close to where they already are, you know what I mean? And I'm like you know, I'm concerned, you know, we gotta maintain that thing once all that's established, you know, I mean, and hey, you know, I got my light bill today and it went up $40 from last month, and this is the winter time, you know, and all this electricity, we can say, well, you know, we got splosh, but, you know, we also have senior citizens out there, you know, that's struggling, you know, trying to pay their taxes.
We have handicapped out there too that are having trouble.
And not only, you know, that, but I mean, to me, you know, I mean, I'm not in favor of going out there, you know.
Well, we're not in favor.
You know,
either.
and that's, I'm sorry, but that's, you know, I come from the old school, you know, and hey, you know, and I know what it is to be tough,
I
you
would
know.
like to see, if you're gonna put money out, bring businesses to Worth County.
And it's out of town,
Instead
you
of
know.
trying to, or improve the fire departments or whatever, but sports complex to me, out in the country, still doesn't get it.
Let me pass something by you. One is the purchase of the land. There's nobody out there with sale of the land. That's already been looked into. Two, you're talking about businesses coming in. One of the first things that businesses look at when they start talking about relocating to a county, recreation, schools. Hold on, this is coming from the EDA. Contact your local EDA. They talks about how's your recreation department, what kind of school system that you have. Those are two of the three things that they're looking for right there. Without a good recreation facility, without a good school educational system, they're not going to come.
Well, another thing.
The purchase of the land, it is, to me, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this one out. Are you going to purchase land, or will you accept land that's being donated to you? To me, you can get more money, get more for your money if you're taking donation land, and that is being donated to the board of this board from the EDA for development of recreation. We're talking about money, where is it coming from and how it's going to pay for itself. It's not an additional tax. It's taxes that you've already paid during your splosh period. That's what that is. It's already there. So it's not that we're going to take any additional money. How is it going to pay for itself? When you go to these surrounding counties and you look at the amount of tournaments that goes on there, you have about 4 teams right here in Worth County that goes to these tournaments, and they pay an average of about $350 to $400 per day or per tournament to play in them. Why can't that money come here? If you're talking about your taxes, with that money coming in here, they're going to patronize the local businesses here to where you won't have to pay an additional tax.
Enough businesses here.
Amen.
The
Tell them about
motels
it.
you have two.
You-
We have people that come in from out of town. They don't stay here in Worth County because the 2 motels,
You have
All right.
restaurants here.
All right, let's
The answer to your question,
the restaurants.
the answer to your question, it has not been finalized. What I would encourage you to do is go to a recreation board meeting and look at, once they finalize the plans, you will get a better understanding about that.
When will that meeting be?
I'm not for
Who
sure
can I
when.
contact?
You can contact the recreation department. That number is 776-6509.
Can I say something?
yes.
Don't let nobody snowball you on this. Just gotta, cause we gotta build that thing up out there, and it'll take a year to get the dirt in and out and move it all and get it ready, you know, I mean,
There's a
you know,
lot of
some
that,
people
and
just
I've
don't
got-
understand the terrain of,
That's
Okay.
That's enough on that.
okay.
I would strongly encourage you to go to a recreation meeting, and anybody else that wants to find out more about what's going on, they can go to the recreation meeting and talk with that board and talk with some of the individuals, and including our engineers, and they can give you a better understanding about all of that. I mean, we have our own thoughts and how it's going to go and how it's going to be and all this right here until things are finalized. You know, it's just speculation.
Our engineer's not a taxpayer in Worth County, are you, Matthew? Right, yeah, right.
Wow.
Mr. Chairman,
Wow.
you're greatly exceeding your speculated time for letting a person come in and present their views to the board.
Yes,
This
sir.
is not a time for debate by the board itself, and it's time for, the time is far expired for letting the citizen announce their views.
Come on up, Mr. Lewis.
Good evening, everyone. I'm back for Road 88. I'd like to know where we standing and where we moving in out there. I don't want to take up much of time.
How many deeds y'all got signed?
Hold on. Mr. Chairman, if I may,
But we,
and then I'm going to, Mr. Miller and I have been working on this, and on a previous meeting that we've been in with, Mr. Miller, help me with that name.
The Suttons.
The Suttons. is that we made a motion that one of the issues that they had out there is that we would replace that fence. And this board agreed to do just that, but we have not put it in writing. So at this point, I'm gonna make a motion that we do write a letter to Mr. Sutton that we would replace his fence, and he would sign the deeds over to move forward with that road.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed?
The other part to that is that there's a tower that's out there that, and doing that part right there would get a lot of the deeds completed. And there would be like a couple of more that needs to be signed, which is the tower that's out there. And I'm trying to get in contact with Donnie Ford because it is on his property or where it's being leased out. So once I talk with him, then we can move forward with that. That would be the only other deed that needs to be signed out there.
Okay, because I had got up with all the people out there on Road 88, talked with everybody, and those were all of them done signed the deeds, and we was waiting on that and see what I was going to come back here tonight. So you know, you had told me you had to talk to Ms. Miller.
Right, and it's the Suttons and the Fords that would be really the holdup. And like I say, once the board send this letter to Mr. Sutton, that would take care of a lot of that.
So when I know somebody about when we're gonna go forward, when we move it.
Once we draft this letter and get it to Mr. Sutton and get the deed signed, and then once we talk with Mr. Ford, that should do it, and then we could start surveying the road and do whatever we need to get it prepared. So when paving season come in, then we could jump right on it.
Paving season come in March or May, somewhere in that. So we
I believe that's correct.
Coming out of
Yeah.
beautiful power time down there, that road down there. So I was kind of like, would like to see, you know, now it's a good time to go and take care of it before they come out down there.
Yeah, once we get those deed signs, then I'll get back with you and give you an update of where we at.
Thank you, sir.
I got a question. Where is the tower involved in this?
It's on the,
'Cause I thought we stopped at your property line at your barn.
well, I think it's further back
In
in the beginning of the road.
That
It's
tower
far
is-
down there because what it does, it puts, there's a bend in the road to where it is, and some kind of way that tower is being leased out. Donnie Ford owned the property and it's leased out to him, so it's really not the tower, it's just Donnie that we have to get that through.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's all it
Okay.
We're
is.
talking about 256 feet. I mean, 2,025, 56 feet. What we're talking about doing, and that tower, it's sitting way back down in the field. So it
Yeah,
won't even have
the
anything
tower,
to do with that road.
the tower is really not an issue. It just sits, when it showed on the deed books, is that they own part of it, but they don't own it. Donnie Ford owns it and he's leasing it out to them. So once we talk with the Ford and get them on board, get it signed or whatever we need to do, then we can move forward with that.
So what you're saying, Tony, is that the Ford property abuts Seabrook Lane,
Correct.
and they just need to sign the deed?
Correct.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
And that tower does abut the right-of-way because they put a jog in the right-of-way to avoid tearing down the tower.
Oh, really?
The tower's not back in the woods, it's right against the right-of-way. And they've already adjusted the right-of-way to jog out around that tower.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. We're gonna take a brief 5-minute, about 10-minute recess.
2 minutes.
We gotta get out of here by 8, Mr. Chairman, I gotta watch the debate tonight.
Yeah. I'm important. Coming out at 10. He did you hear the other night what you said that he was quoting Jefferson? I've never heard that. I'm up for it, I can go, Mr. Big.
All right, back. All right, back from recess, Attorney Miller.
All right, sir. First on Seabrook Drive, supplementing what Commissioner Hall has said, there are 5 or 6 of those Sutton heirs that individually own that property out there. And Mr. Sutton has brought to me their demand or request to donate that land for the right-of-way. that you not only agree to put them up a woven wire fence, not a chain link fence, but just a woven wire fence, and to fix one culvert for them to get in and out of the property. Not to do anything beyond the property line, but at the ditch line to put them in a culvert. And that needs to be addressed to John Sutton from the county commission, saying that you agree to grant them that in return for the rights of way. And he's agreed to help us get all those other Sutton heirs to sign, because each one of them has to sign. John can't do it by himself. Okay, the other thing on the plat that I have from the engineering firm on the Economic Development Authority property, they sent me a word description that says it has what acreage it has in it, but nowhere on the plat can I see that what acres is in there, and I think this plat needs to have that added to it in order to record it and let it show what the word description says, because it's according to the plat. The plat does not show the number of acres in the tract. Also, there's a question left open on here about whether you're going to get which right-of-way access you're going to get. And all it says on the plat, it gives you an alternative of access of 50 feet. Well, they're both 50 feet, but there are two courses laid out, and that's for you to decide, or somebody to decide, which one of those ingress and egress accesses that you would choose from this, because it's an either or. Okay, so tell the engineer we need the acreage put on this map, and you all look at the proposed rights of way for access, ingress and egress, and see which one you're going to choose.
You got that, Matthew? What else? Attorney Miller, you got anything else for us?
Give me just a second.
Okay.
There's been no substantial change in any of the litigation that we're involved in. We still have the Goodman suit pending. I don't know when it will come to trial, if it ever will, but it's still pending. And we've still got some cases with the EEOC. One of them is moving along nicely, and the others are just on standstill with nothing happening right now.
All right. Thank you, Attorney Miller.
Okay. On this thing, with Mr. Sutton in his district about that road that has been closed for at least 15 years. The man owns the north side in the process of buying the land on the south side. The road's grown up and about half-grown trees and stuff. What his question was, could he clear it and have a pivot to walk across there? It's a little short road between Worth County and Turner County. Many years ago, the wooden bridge went out, and neither county had interest of putting a bridge back in up there.
Was it right away in Worth County or part of it in Turner County? Or do you know?
I think maybe.
It's in Worth County. Yeah.
Commissioner McDonald, let me, I think maybe what we might need to do with this is let, I have an engineer sort of check this out, give him a copy of what I have here, and sort of let him check it out, and he might can get us up to date on what we can do, you know, and.
Well, the engineer won't know what you can do. The law always decides what you can do, and that's my jurisdiction. Now,
Okay,
if
well.
you abandon the road, then you need to formally abandon it so that the title can revert to the adjoining owners. But just because you haven't used it doesn't mean that you have legally abandoned it. And whether somebody can close the road or own the road, I suppose that anybody who wants to go from one end up to the bridge could go up and turn
Absolutely.
around and come from the other end
Right,
and turn around.
that's-
So you've got to decide what your view is on closing the road. And you'd have to, in order to abandon it, you'd have to declare it closed and no longer part of your road system.
Well, the road was officially closed. I was chairman at that time, back in 93 or 4, somewhere along there, is when this all took place. Mr. President, you was on the.
Yeah, but we're just closed at the bridge.
you know.
We didn't close the whole road.
Let's put that on the February 7th workshop when we get a better
That's not
clarification.
following the
Need more.
agenda, Mr. Chairman. You don't need to have an agenda if you're not gonna follow it.
Okay.
All right. Chairman's report. Chamber dinner is going to be January 31st at 6:30 p.m. For anybody wanting to attend. That is on the 31st. I also have a letter that I would like to share on regarding animal control. Letter to the editor. May this letter serve to assure Worth County residents they have someone employed that is able, willing, and professional in animal control. On Thursday, December 22nd, 2011, 2 local dogs chose to attack, kill, and wound 6 of my 7 geese at the well as chased our 3 horses all within our fenced property. Sherry Henley responded to the call from our sheriff's deputy and within a few hours found and confound the responsible animals. Sherry showed professionalism and compassion in her investigation as well as the containment of these at-large dogs. And this from Mr. Bill Becker. He wanted us to share that, so I had that as part of my chairman's report. Also, we need to approve the qualifying fees for this election year. Everybody has a copy of those.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve them, but they need to be corrected on the county commissioner chairperson and on District 1 county commissioner.
All right, we have a motion from Ms. Bozeman.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, everything else I have falls on personnel.
All right, it should be 144 and 108.
District 1, Mr. Hall.
We've already covered what I had, and that was Seabrook's name, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Mr. Sutton, District 2.
I won't try to be just brief on this, but I have a code enforcement. You know, I guess we probably had, I guess we've had an officer, on and off for 2 years now, approximately. And, I live on F Church Road out on the other end of it. And I come to town maybe once or twice a week, but I go by Mr. Charles Matthews. I go by there probably 4 times a week, and you know, and it's a little different when you go by there and when you don't go by there and see what's going on. And he's got Mr. Powell Bennett. He called me. He lives just across the street from him. He called me a couple 3 weeks ago and told me that the debris was blowing all across the road there from Mr. Matthews' place, you know. And I told him, I said, well, you know, I'll try to help you all I can help you, you know. But I said, I don't know. I said, you know, ever since I've been on the board, which is, you know, going on 2 years now, you know, this has come up a lot of times, you know, about this project. And 2, you know, I went by there, it probably been 3 weeks ago, early one morning, and I seen something coming across the road there in front of me, coming out from this place, and I thought it was possums, you know. But I hit one of them, you know. So I turned around, went down, came back. You know what it was? Wolf rats. You know, it was headed right over there across the road to the guy, you know, that lives over there, you know. He's a single man, but, you know, he lives there. None of us on this board lives across the street from this mess. You know what I'm talking about? And he told me, I said, well, just come up here and talk to, you know, come before the board. He said, well, Mr. Banks, I'm scared, you know, retaliation, you know. Can any of you all out there up here, you know?
I know it's been through the legal process, and has talked to Mr. Miller, and the county can go in and clean it up. I mean, it's went through the whole process.
That's right, they can do that.
I mean,
Of course, you might put the health department on too.
Well, that's what I was fixing to say,
If
Mr.
there
Miller,
were
you know.
things coming
They
up.
got a child. You know, I went by there the other day and they got a child out there.
Laura tried, she went out there last week, and there's nothing that y'all were able to do either, were they?
Well, the only thing that they have out there that we have any jurisdiction over is the septic system, which has been dug up and busted and exposed for quite some time now. And the condition that we had with Mr. Matthews was that as long as the home is available
I've seen them there.
And when I've spoken with Mr. Matthews about it, he states that he's left, and again, this is what he says, that he did leave the electricity and things turned on in the house, but there's not water to the house. That he left that on so when he's out there working, or when his people are out there working, that they can go inside and either get warm or cool off. Which is funny to me when all the doors and windows are wide open kind of time.
If you ride out there on Sunday afternoon, you see a lot of activities going
Right.
on.
The little child, small child there, well, the Department of Family and Children Services, they can't intervene in that.
But you have to prove that that is their residence, and that's the trouble that we're having. We can't prove that that is their residence. And like I said, the only jurisdiction that I have is with the sewage discharge, which we have not been able to verify that there is any sewage discharge into this busted septic system. So either he's not using water, or he's done something else with it, and I'm just gonna tell you, I've traversed in that property just about as far as I'm gonna traverse into it until it's at least somewhat cleaned up, because it ain't safe to walk
Sure.
through that property.
Right, that's what I know, you know.
What you
Mr.
got,
Chairman,
Ms.
can I
Bozeman?
say something? We have an order from the judge to clean this place up by the county. Let's move on. Let's tell John them, y'all go out there and clean it up. And then as soon as he gets it cleaned up, then we need to put it on his property taxes.
You can do that, and you need to give them a specific notice, a limit, if you haven't done it within, I don't know what the order says, because I haven't seen it, but you need to give him a notice and tell him within what time frame he must clean it up, or you will go out and demolish it if necessary, and charge it against his,
Mr.
property.
Matthews ain't gonna clean it up, Mr. Miller. We have been down this road so many times.
He'll take a load off, but he brings full back.
Part of the thing that we've been trying to get him to do is, like I said, he dug up and there's a huge hole where the septic tank is open and it's just a big pit. And part of their cleanup, is there any way that they can fill in that hole to secure that safety hazard?
I would think they can, and we just add that to,
Well, one of the things, the problem here is that it's too vague, and the effort in the magistrate court is not sufficient detail. What does clean up property mean? You
True.
know,
That out there needs a bulldozer.
So what you
Back
need to
up.
do is give him a written notice and tell him precisely what you plan to do. And if that's to grade it, to remove all debris of the building itself, if it's subject to be condemned, I don't know that it is, but your building inspector would have some information on that. Well, you could also, if the building's not subject to be demolished, you can put a sign on it that this is unfit for human habitation and nobody should live here on the building itself, if that's what's happening.
Well, can I say something? What, if he's not in compliance, he can't, you know, he can't be arrested, I mean, for breaking the law or something, I mean, put in jail, I mean, gosh, you know, he's outsmarting everybody in Worth County.
No,
looking
he's
me
not
like.
outsmarting them, because you can take your bulldozers out there and clear everything off of it.
Yeah, this order was November the 16th.
Yeah, but it's too vague. That's not enforceable, because nobody knows what clean up the property means just by saying clean up the property. That's not enforceable.
Mr. Miller.
But you can tell him in detail what you plan to do. If he doesn't do it within 15 or 30 days or whatever, and then send your public works out there and do it.
Mr. Dean, we'll get together and get him a letter typed up.
15, y'all give him 15 days. We have been through this and been
Ms.
through this.
Ms. Bozeman, I think we need to give him 10 days, because then the previous one, we gave
10's
him
fine.
30 days to clean it up. He moved one or two pieces, and then he brought a ton of it back in there. 10 days, and if he don't clean it, we go in there and clean it and assess it to his property.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, well,
Make that a motion.
You making that a motion?
I'll make that a motion that
Second.
we give Mr. Matthews 10 days to remove all debris, unsafe, to get that property in living, safe living condition in 10 days. And if he don't, we would send Public Works out there to remove all hazard debris.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion, second, all in favor? Any opposed? All right.
I have, Keith White and water to the fire station. He, I talked with him the other day, and, he's just across the road. We lost our water source, didn't we, out there to the fire station, to the precinct?
Yes, it's burned up.
Right, and he told me that he'd have water, and he'd be glad. He's really thinking that there's a line that's already running from over there from Mr. Clark, over next to the gym where the deep well is located. And he's already thinking there's probably a line already over there. And I told him I'd bring it for him, but he wants a trade-off, you know, and y'all know what that is, you know. You know, we got, you know, it's...
N-O from me.
Well, you know, the guy, you know, we got, you know, people, you know, we got Poland and we got some that's not in compliance, you know, with the county, and there he is, you know, he's hauling his farm stuff, all that out there, you know, and he lives 300 yards off the road, you know, and it's, you know, and it's just a little different situation from him than it is for, you know, for me and you.
If we all got to pay it, we all got to pay it. That's what the
Well, they're not
ordinance.
all paying it in Poland and Sumner, are they?
If we have a name that's not paying it, they need to be given to Kim, and she'll take them to magistrate court, and she will collect the money.
Well, about a third of at least a third of the people in this county is not paying their garbage bill. I'm sad to say. That's why it had to go up. So.
Well, another question: what is it going to cost
Keep going up.
the county to go out there and lower the well or drill a well? You know, I mean, what, $8,000 to $10,000? You know, because you're not going to have no water in that well right there if things don't change. You know, I'm telling you. You know, so you know, I like them. Can I make a motion?
If you want.
I'd make can I say something
Okay.
just prior to? And I'll be willing to go along with you for a period of time. Okay. In other words, if he's going to provide water to that precinct, and we give him, say, garbage for not paying his garbage bill for a year or something of that nature, I would be willing to support it because, like you say, it's going to cost a lot of money to go back and drill that well. Now, here's the other part, the legal part of it. Mr. Miller, can we legally do that?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
Well, you know, it's not that, Mr. White's not paying, any garbage fees because he's probably paying more than anybody sitting in this building tonight, this room tonight,
Yeah.
With his farm, he hauls out there and he weighs it and he pays it, And to me, that's common sense, hey, for the trade-off there for that, $20 a month, and his situation is a little different than most everybody else's. And, I don't see anything wrong with, making that trade-off with the guy.
All right, what's your motion going to be then, Mr.
I make a
Mack?
motion, we make the trade-off, he furnished the water to the fire station, don't send him another bill because he's paying one anyway every month when he hauls his farm garbage out there that's my motion.
All right, we have a motion.
Mr. Sutton, would you put in that motion as long as he furnishes water to the county, and then, if for some reason he stopped furnishing water,
Absolutely.
there wouldn't be no trade-off.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It would be a deal and a half even at that, in my opinion.
Right.
$20 a month.
I'll make that motion.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I say.
We have a motion and a second.
Discussion.
Discussion. Go ahead, Mr. Hall.
Again, I think that's one that needs to be evaluated on a yearly basis. And the reason I say that is that if the fire department is not using it as much this year as they did last year, I mean, we just can't say that we're going to give him free garbage for the life he's supplying water out there. It needs to be evaluated on a yearly basis. I will support it if we go 12 months period. And then at the end of that 12 month, we come back and look at it again if needed, because we may not need it.
I hate to tell y'all, but y'all are opening up a can of worms here on this garbage situation. The ordinance says that everybody in this county will pay a $20 a month garbage bill.
Yeah.
That's for pickup and disposal and hauling it out of here. And when
I-
you start trading off, then Red Rock's gonna want you to trade off. Get up here on the wall, they're gonna want to trade off. No, you opening a can of worms here.
Ms. Bowden, I'd agree with you if everybody was paying it, but it's alarming the number of people that's using the service.
Well, that's
If you know who they are, you need to call Kim and give them.
that's just like everybody don't pay the taxes either. Any further discussion? We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor?
No,
Any opposed?
no. You better get.
As it stands currently, I'm gonna vote against it, but if they put it on a 12-month period, I would support it.
Well, I'll put it on 12 months. I'll make a motion.
If so you're amending your
A
motion.
that if on a 12 months period, you know, if it changes then we look at it then.
I'll support it.
All right, we have a motion that has been changed for a 12-month period to not send Mr. Keith White a garbage bill. We have a second from Mr. Billy. All in favor?
Mr. Chairman, could I make this point that addressed Ms. Bowden's issue?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Send him a bill, and then let him come in and get it marked paid because he's furnishing water.
Yeah.
Paid in kind. So he's still getting the bill, and he's paying the bill. He's paying it by furnishing water. So that takes care of the situation of his getting something for free or getting excused for following the rule.
Well, Mr. Miller, when they mail them out from the office here, when they mail it, why couldn't they just put paid for services or in kind and just mail it?
Well,
to
we
them
have
every month?
we have a
Expect him to send money back.
a company, or the billing company does that per se.
Well, all you have to do is bring it by here and get him marked paid. And that way he's getting billed and he's paying it. He's just paying it in kind instead of in dollars.
And we would also have a record for our files here. at
That's
the office.
correct.
But now he needs to catch it up until this date.
Correct.
I'm not arguing that point. I agree with you.
All right, all in favor?
Nah.
Any opposed?
Me. Y'all gonna have red right down here?
Well, that's
Have
okay.
water down here?
You got anything else?
If
for
they-
us?
I don't see it.
If they
Okay.
provide something as equally
All
as
right.
good, I'd have no
All right,
problem.
Ms. Bozeman, what you got for District 3 tonight?
Oh, on our addressing, I think all of you's got a copy of it in your agenda. We've had some streets out here that had the wrong numbers on them. Tanitha has gone through and corrected them. She's already dealt with all the people on their addresses. Everybody's ready to do it. But you've got it in there, I think. One was in Reuben Street, Reuben Lane. She
I did
corrected
not
all.
put it in their package, Miss Betty.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't get it until after I'd already put it in.
Okay. You had J.P. Perry Road down there. The part that goes into our 911 center is in Worth County, the other part's in Colquitt County. So she got all of that corrected. We got Morey Hill Road, which is down close to Bridgeboro. There was a road down there that's adjacent to Tickner Road. Part of it's in Colquitt County, part of it's in Worth County. But anyway, the part that's in Worth County, she has corrected it. We had another one.
Reuben Street, Reuben Lane were the four that I've corrected. East Church Street, there was an issue with a house there that actually
Is in the county.
is in the county, in Poland, and it had to be readdressed to Pepper Street because it was not considered a legal address by the post office. It was not considered a legal address by the 911 center or by his phone services, by Bell South and AT&T on the MSAG files. With the help of building and zoning, that was corrected. That was made official yesterday. And I got a phone call from, Miss Youngblood on Old Mill Road yesterday with an issue on addresses that I have to go out and take care of either Monday or Tuesday of next week.
And what she got, when they addressed her, they put, you know, the left-hand side of the road is supposed to be odd numbers. The right-hand's supposed to be even numbers, and when she got addressed, it got as an even number, and she lives on the left-hand side of the road. Another issue I have is the fire department down here. We had a fire out of Isabella on January the 1st. It was in the paper to make your donations to the fire department. Care of Jason Brooks. People from Isabella's been calling me ever since Monday night. They made some nice donations. That stuff got put on a trailer and it got rained on. And the lady came through the bank down there and saw it. They had given a lot of stuff. And she's very upset. She says, we have no leadership down there. Y'all can say what you want to as a board of commissioners. There's no leadership because if you're taking up a donation, it's just like when we had 911 and they took up all that blood and then they dumped it. It made people not want to give blood anymore. We're at the same point here now. It's ridiculous. That's all I got, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. McDonald, your items.
Yes, sir, I'll be quick. I make a motion that we pay Colquitt, EMC, amount of money is $32,862.24. I was advised that this is, estimate which involves all poles on the road. It really won't be this much money, but they have to list them all and then charge for what they move. If they don't charge for the ones that they don't move, that we pay them for this, and they said in the letter here that they would be ready to start moving them immediately.
They gotta be prepaid?
They want us to prove that we will pay that. They didn't say you had to send the money to, next week or anything. That's on Carlton Road, County Road 161.
We have to send a letter that we agree that we'll pay up to that amount of money on that.
Yeah. We always did that. I mean, we always had to notify them that we're in agreement to do it. I mean, because until they get something from us, they're not gonna go out and start the work.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Discussion.
Huh?
Discussion.
Okay.
Is the right of way already cleared so that we don't have to come back and do this again?
Well, the road has only 2 poles on the south side. All the poles except 2 is on the north side of the road. They have already come out there and staked their poles where they're going. Once we get the poles moved, they're ready to go out there and start work on it. Any of you have a problem with doing that?
I don't have a problem moving the poles, but I got a problem that, we got Meadows Road going, Seabrook Lane's fixing to be going, and why do we want to pay these people way ahead of time to move light poles when they're using the county's money?
We're not paying them ahead of time. We're ready to start on that one as soon as they get the poles moved.
Any other discussion?
I mean, these are roads that's been on them from prior years on back and all. I didn't even put these roads on the list as far as me putting them on there. I inherited these. I inherited, and the church road down there is less than a mile in length. I mean, it's not even hardly long enough to even count it as a road project, but yet it still is one.
All right. We have a motion and a second. If there's no other discussion, all in favor? Any opposed?
No.
Ms. Bozeman?
I'm thinking. Because I ain't got a problem that they go ahead and get the things out of the way because it is on the list.
But until we respond back to them, I mean,
That's all you're not wanting a 1% splash thing then. What you're wanting is
that we
agree to pay them.
That's right.
Okay, I'll go along with that, and we agree to pay them.
So
To
your
move
vote?
My
Your
vote
vote?
be, yeah.
Your vote is yes, Ms. Bozeman?
Yeah.
Motion carries. All right, what else you got there, Mr. Billy?
Also on the south side, I talked with Mr. Merrick, Public Works Director, and I've also talked with Mr. Inman earlier on that. As soon as they get the poles and all, we can go ahead and proceed with Mr. Inman and his company doing the staking on that and have somewhere for them to go to work. Because unless we get in a different season of rain like we normally do in these winter months, I mean, it's full speed ahead. These 2 3/10 of rain a week, that's just perfect for clearing and building roads. You couldn't ask for the weather to work with you no better building roads. It's not filling up ponds and creeks, I'm sad to say. But, you know, we won't even have no slowdown on this. We can just keep going straight through as long as the weather holds, the patterns is holding.
I agree with what you're saying, but we're gonna do these church roads first, cause they was on there before Carpenter Road and all the rest of it. These church roads are gonna get done.
Which other church will we like it? You've had 2 now, I know this, in 2011.
I got another one up there, Hall Road.
Yep. Well, don't you think we need to share it up a little bit?
Not on church roads, I don't.
You started on your 3rd one, and I've
Yeah,
had
well,
to start on one.
Church roads are priorities.
I mean, I'm as fair as any man in this county, but my God,
All
I'm
right,
not
what's
gonna
your
think that we
motion
need
there
to
on?
have everything done in one district.
What's your
before we
motion
do
on?
anything else for it.
Let's
That don't
move.
seem fair to
Let's go
me.
back to the agenda, Mr. Billy. What's this on south side of Carlton Road you want to do?
South side,
Are you
I
making
make
that?
a motion.
Okay.
That, as soon as the poles are moved, that we have, your company is EMC also, same as, CMC and, okay, to, do the staking on the south side.
All right, we have a motion from Mr. Billy. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm a no on that one. Because it needs to be staked before them doggone power plant lines are moved. If you don't, then we'll come out and we have to wind up paying some more.
They have already come out there and staked it, Ms. Bowman, DMC. The poles are done staked. It's right there in writing. The day that John Merrick met down there in Colquitt County with them about this, they were out there the next morning. And,
Well, then you turn around and you're making a motion that we put a survey stakes on the south side. What happened to the other side?
Well, the poles are on the north side. There's only 2 poles on the south side, and one don't even have to be moved. It's 40 foot from the road. Only one pole on the south side of the road
All
has
right,
to be staked.
we had-
Can I make a suggestion right here?
Yeah.
There's so much going on with this road right here. Why don't we, and I think it would be the best thing that we can do and get a better understanding, put it on the workshop, and then we can lay everything out, get everything that we need to move forward with this. I mean, because we're going back and forward, and we're not going anywhere. Let's put it on the workshop and bring in all the paperwork that we need and everything to make a decision on it.
We've got it all here in black and white, Mr. Hall.
I haven't seen it. I
We
mean,
can kill 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, like
Well, there's
we've been doing, or either we can move forward on what we need to do. It's just, I mean,
all right. We got.
this is nothing out of the ordinary. This is standard procedure you go through, when you're building a road.
All right. There's a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
I'll say
opposed?
No.
Okay.
Ms. Bozeman?
I said no.
So it's 2-2, no here also. Motion fails.
Okay, thank y'all.
Now bring it to the workshop.
Town of Bridgeport will be meeting with y'all next time. That'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Let's see, I have here, about the drums. Mr. Chairman, in a meeting, you stated if she would bring you a receipt, that you would see that she got paid on those barrels that Marilyn Mims picked up and brought to the Humane Society. You remember it?
Mr. Billy, you making that a motion for her to be paid for the barrels?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's nothing but right. I know the woman didn't just out of the sky say, I need to go down there and load up a trailer load of barrels and deliver them to the Humane Society.
What's your motion on that, Mr. Billy?
Well, I think she should be paid for it.
Is that
I don't
your-
think-
is
I
that
mean,
your
really and
motion?
truly. I mean, somebody told her to do that now. I don't know what, you told her, Mr. Chairman?
Mr.
I
Billy,
didn't.
the protocol for the county when anything is purchased by the county is to have a PO. Unfortunately, we do not have a PO for that particular item, but if you're making a motion for her to be paid, let's make a motion to move along with the agenda.
Let me address the clerk, Mr. Chairman. Felicia,
Yes, sir.
she turned the receipt in to you, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Is it the same receipt that we use for all other county stuff?
Yes, sir, looks like it.
Well,
is.
I mean, what, when you say we ain't got the proper receipt, I don't understand what you mean, saying we don't have a receipt.
Mr. Billy, are you making a motion for her to be paid or
I
not?
mean, y'all do what you want to, but I stand for what's right and fair in this world.
Well, you make a motion and let's move on.
Well, I make a motion, the chairman has already committed if she would bring a receipt, that he'd see that she got paid. It's on a matter on record, on tape, and in the minutes. So I think she needs to be paid.
We have a motion, do we have a
It's my
second?
motion to pay her.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No, because this is a conflict of interest
Any of-
because it came from her nephew.
All right, we have one no. Mr. Hall?
You taking taxpayers' dollars and
You out of order. Mr. Hall?
If there's a proper receipt in the clerk's hand, in the commissioner office, I'll support it.
So that's
Can I say?
That's a yes.
All right, motion carries.
You have a receipt, right?
What else you got there, Mr. Billy?
Is it?
I have animal control. I need some clarifications. Thursday of last week, a family down, actually it was in my Sutton district, was right there where we joined up, and I was coming to town, and I saw the sheriff's car out there and animal control, and probably 8 or 10 other vehicles. I thought there might have been a wreck, so I pulled over, but 2 dogs, the lady that lived there told me 2 dogs had took up at her place sometime on back. The dogs play and run with the horses, but on that certain time, one of the dogs didn't gash or cut the horse on the neck, but a scratch-like thing. And, you know, I thought we said on back under horses was not gonna be a part of what we do, going to cause on, you know, with a horse like that.
was she after the horse or the dog?
Huh?
Was she after the horse or the dog?
Well, she, I asked her,
I was after the dogs, and I have both dogs in
you
quarantine
picked them up,
right
the
now.
2 dogs,
Let,
right?
let me stop.
Yeah,
Had you talked to either one of them prior to the meeting about this?
who was that?
Shelley is your point of contact if you have an issue at the facilities.
Or what, you want me to address everything to her?
That's the way we set it up. And then if you're not satisfied, you bring it to the board.
All right, I got no problem with that.
We need to stay with the chain of command the best we can.
Yeah.
Let's
All
stay
right.
with honesty too, Mr. Chairman.
The next thing is, ask for Donna Odom, Ms. Donna Odom to have a chance to address the board under my time. That completes it, thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight.
Go ahead, Ms. Donna.
On Wednesday, December 14th, I went to town. I have 2 dogs. I have problems with my neighbors about these dogs because their son gets anything that favors a bulldog and he wants to train them and fight them. So I have had issues with them about these dogs. This particular dog that got picked up by animal control was a stray when I moved where I'm at. So I took it upon myself to throw scraps out because it was starving. Don't know whose it was, asked, nobody knew who the dog belonged to. So I fed it. I wasn't gonna let it starve. She stayed there. She was pregnant when I moved there. She had puppies. Here's where the argument started with the neighbor. The neighbor thought the dogs were wormy, so she wormed them. They weren't. The mama dog's milk had dried up, so they were starving. I kept them alive, the ones that didn't die before she wormed them. The son come over to my house and took all of them but 2. I don't know why he left those 2, but I got those 2 up to about 3-4 months old, come home from work one day, or come home from town one day, and they were both gone. So I'm looking for them, and I find out from the neighbor that the son come got them. Well, I slung a fit, and they brought the fuzzy one back. So I wound up with this particular pregnant mama dog and her puppy. All right, I go to town on December 14th, I come back, the dogs have been turned loose. I just assumed that's where it come from because they have problems with them. I can't find what I'm calling mama dog, that's all I ever call her. she's nowhere to be found. I walked the ditches, I went to the ponds, I walked around the edge of the cornfield, I went everywhere around this dog. Couldn't find her for 2 days. So finally I told Jimmy, I said, we've got to go next door to the neighbor's house and just ask him, have you got the dog? I'm tired of looking for it. Went over there when the husband come home, because me and the wife don't get along, because she's the idiot that keeps coming to the house and turns it loose. The husband says, yeah, when I come home from work, animal control left a note on the door. Where's the note at? I need to see it. I'm the one feeding the dog. Well, the wife wouldn't give it to him. So he said, animal control is who come got it. So I commenced calling everybody I knew to find out how I need to find out about the dog, because she'd been gone. You know, and I'm thinking, it's getting close to being put out, because I don't know, I've never had any trouble with animal control, I've never had any trouble with the law or nothing, so I didn't have a clue where to start or what to do. Didn't know how long they were gonna keep them before they put her down. She had not had a rabies shot, I understand that, she should have had a rabies shot, but here's where I'm at with that. She wasn't my dog. And this idiot next door comes up here and picks up what he wants and hauls it off, so I wasn't gonna put money into a dog other than feed the scraps, and some fool come tote it off. So therefore, she was not had rabies. I have no problem with the fact that I paid $16 to get her out of hock with a rabies shot. That's well and fine. The problem that I had was when I asked Sherry what happened when I got a hold of her, someone had a flat tire on Massey Spring Flat Road, from what I understand. This is a story I'm told. This is secondhand information from her. 2 dogs come up, one of them bit him. He described the dog to her. Apparently it must have looked like Mama Dog, because I don't know where she picked Mama Dog up at, but she picked her up and hauled her off. Takes her to according to Sherry, I took the dog to the man and he said, that's not the dog. My question is, that wasn't the dog, that was not the dog the complaint was called on, why didn't you bring her butt home? Put her back out where you got her from. She has had no complaint whatsoever turned loose on her. I had done found out $25 is what I was gonna have to pay to get her out. That $25 wound up being $50. 40 to pick her up and 10 to house her. And 16 for the vet. Like I said, ain't got no problem with 16 for the vet. My problem is, that was not the dog, the problem that it was called on. It wasn't the dog. Bring her home. She was picked up for no reason. Why did you pick her up? Why didn't you bring her home? Her answer to me was, she was in heat. I've got these ordinances now that I didn't have then, and I didn't have a clue what I was up against. All I wanted was that dog in my hands to keep her from being put out. Because she's not a vicious dog at all. She's skittish of everybody, and I know that she had to, I'm just guessing, this is just my assumption because I know the dogs. You have to coax her to come to you. She might not have that day because according to her, the man's yard that she went up in to get her, she was being bred at the time. Fine, so she's pregnant again. There's nothing I can do about it. When I told her that I didn't agree with the $40 there in the vet's office, that I had told it was $25, she wanted to know where I got my information from. I said, well, I just been told that it's $25. It's gone up. I didn't know what to ask her or what to say. All I want is this dog. She informed, I told her, I said, well, I got my information that it was $25 from Billy McDonald. And she said, well, Billy McDonald don't know what he's talking about. I can't argue. I don't know, because I don't have these in front of me at the time. I got them now. And in here it says $25 plus $10. So my $50 check that I got copies of right here, I need, apparently, according to what I wrote her a check out for and what these papers state, that was picked up from Board of Commissioner's office, and it asks for a copy of current animal control ordinances. So I'm assuming this is the current animal control ordinances because that's what was stapled to this paper. In these papers, it's $25 and $10. That don't add up to 50. So my complaint is, it was not my dog that I have been told is my dog now, because at that time she was just the stray. But according to Sherry and doctor, whoever it was that gave her the shot, if you fed her more than 5 days, she's your dog. Good. She's been my dog for a year and a half then, along with several more. Matt Brown's dog stayed in my house for 6 days before we figured out who he belonged to. So what I should do is go back to Matt's and pick my dog up, because I fed him for 6 days. My dog, right? Exactly. So now that I got the rabies shot, I got the paperwork on Mama Dog, she's my dog. But I got a bill out there that I'm not agreeing with, I shouldn't have paid that. Wasn't my dog that it was called on. Only receipt that I've got is my canceled check, which like I say, I've got a copy of that.
Ms. Shelley?
Mr. Chairman,
Hold on.
A
Miss-
pickup, according to the fees with our contract, is $40. $40 is a pickup.
That ain't what's in these papers I got right here.
That's what's with the contract that the Board of Commissioners has. And
I
they
don't
can
have
change
that
it.
contract. I've got, what I got right here is listed.
I don't
I
argue
asked
with that,
for.
that's the
We,
county
we,
ordinance.
we do have a price
have-
list that's been updated since that's been done.
Well, then, has it been done since January 10th?
Oh, yeah.
This was last.
No,
No,
it was
not
done in
January
August.
10th this year.
Mr. Chairman,
The
I'd
thing
like.
about it is, the request for these papers was requested January the 10th, and this is the papers that I got. Had it been updated, as you say, or whatever you call it, that should have been the papers that I got a hold of, right?
It should have been, I don't know
You
where she
should've got
got
it from Shelley now.
Oh, you
But-
can have them?
I've got a copy here.
But
There's not a price
do you
sheet.
have a-
There's
There's
not
not, this is part of the contract.
She's got a
There
copy
should have
of
been
it.
a price sheet like that with that contract.
The fee schedule goes with the contract, which is
My question is, the complaint was not called on my dog. Why didn't my
a dog running at large can be picked up in the county. Your dog was running at large, it was picked up.
My dog was contained when I left the house and was
It
turned
wasn't
loose.
when it was picked up though.
So what am I supposed to do, like get somebody hired to babysit that dog, make sure she's
Any
got
dog
being
running
released?
at large can be picked
Okay.
up in the
The
county.
point I'm
That's-
getting at is the papers that were requested January the 10th.
I can't speak to that because I didn't.
I'm
get the
speaking
papers.
for it, you don't have to.
That's
The
enough.
papers that I got picked up
Cut that
say
off.
$25 plus
Mr.
fee.
Chairman,
So why
Ms.
wouldn't I
Donna.
give the corrected
I
papers?
can't tell you that because I didn't give you the papers.
Well, then why are we arguing the point?
Mr.
Because I
Chairman.
was given-
Why are you gonna let this thing stay out of order instead of calling order? This is a chance for somebody to speak to the board, not to carry on a dialogue between two people that are not on the board.
Mr. Chairman.
Call the thing to a halt and get on with maintaining rules of order, or I'm gonna leave you.
I need
Well,
to
you give
speak,
me my money
Mr.
back
Chairman.
because my dog was picked up where it should have been picked up. I'll be out here and you can do what you want to. That's all I want. My dog was picked up. The call was not called on the dog. Give me my money back and y'all can continue. Because it was picked up and it
That-
was not called.
That's
For a
going,
bad dog.
it'd have to be up to the board to do that. Mr. Billy?
No, it won't. It's up to the Humane Society. We have contracted with the Humane Society. That's their decision.
Mr. Chairman, I really need to speak.
Well, why did the Board of Commissioners hand me the wrong papers if this thing has been updated?
Ma'am, everybody makes error, that's enough. I mean, that's enough.
No, I don't think that's
No, it'd be
No,
enough.
I'm
to
not-
get
I'm
my
sufficient
money
not-
answer
back.
there.
I'm
Just
not-
tell everybody to make a mistake, Mr. Chairman. You know, that's not fair. You know, I mean, everybody should, you know,
What
but,
you wanna do, fire everybody?
well, you know, I think we need to, really. You know,
I
it's
can
supposed to
tell
be
you
a bad
why the
idea,
dog
you
was
know.
picked up because I was looking for 2 biting dogs that had bitten this man that was changing his tire. And in the process of looking for those 2 dogs, the morning after he got bitten, she's right here and matches the description. So I took her to show her to the man. The man said, no, that's not the one. But the fact is, it's in the ordinances, it says any dog running at large without a collar or a rabies tag can be picked up.
We had an issue not long ago where we were told to be on the lookout for dogs running at large.
This dog was not running at large when I left the house.
But
All right, that's enough.
Mr. Chairman, I'm
Thank
gonna
you-
ask
thank you,
you
Ms.
one
Long.
more time, I need to speak.
Yeah, go ahead, what you got?
When she called me and asked me about that, yes, I told her $25. Now, when and who and how that fee went from that to where it's at now, I was mighty drunk if I was here at a meeting
Wait.
and it happened in
Can
a
you show me
meeting
where
that
it
it
went
was
to $40?
changed. And I don't think any of you remember here at this board of it being voted on and changed. Now, you know, is the Humane Society
I mean, just
running
pass
the
the
show
phone.
or is this Board of
It,
Commissioners running it?
it's neither here or there, the discussion is
Well, I
over
tell you,
with.
this
How
stuff
can
like
it be
this,
over with? Show me where it went to $40
I'm-
and
I'm
I'll
not-
go
I'm
home and
not
fix it
through.
up.
The paper's
please.
right, it's over with, that's
Stuff
it,
like this
that's
is
over.
ridiculous. The sheriff's back there, you can have him move me if you want to, Matt.
The sheriff, take him
Now,
on.
I'm telling you.
Take him on out of here,
This
please.
stuff is ridiculous. We need to clean our act. up
Take
here
him,
in this,
take him on out of
Here
here.
in this,
And we
commission
can
doing.
continue on with our
I
business.
hate to even be a part of it, to sit up here in the.
It's-
Matt Sherry also told me that she thought she knew where the dog, who the dogs were that did this. Did they get picked up? Did that owner get charged $50 like I did and mine wasn't even the dog?
I don't know.
She told me standing standing in the veterinary office that she thought she knew who the two dogs were.
I thought I knew, but they were never positively identified.
Neither was mine.
All right, the discussion's over with.
You could give me $40 and we're done. 15. I'll pass it on 15. That's the difference.
All right, Miss Donna, that's
You need to get
enough.
with the Humane Society, y'all need to handle that. Let's go on.
All right, John Merritt, Public Works Director, is requesting permission to replace the shop car VIN 2FAP71W5XX117138 with surplus car VIN number 2FAFT71Z78X133592.
I make a motion,
Make
Mr.
a
Chairman.
motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? John Merritt, Public Works Director, is requesting permission to put the following tires from the fire department into his inventory. 4 11R22.5 Bridgestone tires, 2 11F22.5 Michelin tires, 1 11F22.5 Power Kings tires, and 2 245/70 19.5 used tires.
Make a motion, these are tires that they cannot use on the fire truck.
I second it for discussion.
We have a motion and a second for discussion.
I'd like to hear from the fire chief, these tires are no use to the fire
They
department,
won't
is that
run on that
correct?
truck.
Them tires are just spares, just in case we had a blowout on the weekends and nobody's open, but, yeah, that's
Right.
fine.
Yeah, I had told Ms. Boatman that I'd have no problem with it, and I hadn't had a chance to ask.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Chamber of Commerce is requesting the use of the Worth County Community Center on January 31st, 2012, with waiver of fees for their annual dinner.
Make a
Motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Sue Potts, Registrar, is requesting permission to remove from her inventory one black task chair with broken leg.
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Sue Merritt, Probation, is requesting permission to remove from her inventory one Sharp EL 1750 P2 calculator, one Sharp EL 1197 G3 calculator, AT&T answering machine, one Sparco stapler, one 2-hole punch, one HP LaserJet 1100 printer and cartridge, one Dell computer with monitor, keyboard, speakers, and mouse, and one Samsung 900DF computer with keyboard and mouse.
Make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Approve the sale of the following surplus vehicles at auction. 1997 International with knuckle boom loader. We have a 99 Crown Vic. Another 99 Crown Vic. A 2002 Crown Vic. A 2003 Crown Vic. Another 2003 Crown Vic. A 2004. 2005, another 2005, another 2005, another 2005, and another 2008 Crown Vic.
Make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, elect Tony Hall as vice chair.
Make a motion.
I second for discussion.
We have a motion and a second for discussion. Mr. Billy.
I disagree with that. When I come on the board last year, no one up here seemed to know that y'all had changed it in the 4 years that I'd been out. I didn't become vice chairman until April.
But we didn't change it, Billy. It was just that y'all were new coming back on board,
No.
and it didn't happen until then.
No,
Nobody changed the ordinance.
It wasn't. I brought it up.
Is that-
Mr. Chairman, you know I asked you about it, and you said you'd check into it. You wasn't sure what it rotated every 2 years, every year.
Any
Now, every one of you on this board knew that y'all were the one voted to do it for 1 year.
Is
Now,
there
why you had a problem,
Somebody's always been
I'm,
that way,
I'm
Billy.
willing to give it up at the end of 12 months,
Is-
but not until. Now, I don't think that's right.
any other discussion on this?
Well, I mean, y'all have some of the awfulest rules I've ever seen in
We
my
don't,
life.
we didn't make these rules. These are ordinances. It's
All
on the
right,
book.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No.
No.
Mr. Chairman, due to it being me, I will abstain from that vote.
Okay.
Well, we did a lot. That's
Deadlock.
good.
All right.
Maybe the hell freezes over.
All right, see.
See, Adam, we need to do
We're
this in a
gonna
workshop.
we're gonna table C to the workshop February 7th. where everybody can look at these departments as far as that goes. All right, rehire attorney C.A. Miller as county attorney.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No. I can't vote for anybody to get up and walk out of our meeting, you know. I mean, I stay here as long as I'm supposed to stay, and I can't vote for somebody to get up if it's them attorney, you know.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Rehire Felicia Smith as county clerk.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We need to table that next.
We're gonna put the rehire county employees on the 16th board meeting if everybody don't have a problem with that. G, acknowledge presentments of the grand jury for July 2011 term, November 2011 session for Worth County Superior Court, and acknowledgement presentments of grand jury for January 2012 term, January 2012 session for Worth County Superior Court. I make a well, let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll do that. Personnel. Sheriff, acknowledgement of employee resignation for Ben Jenkins, last day of employment December 6, 2011. Acknowledgement of employee resignation for James Williams, last day of employment December 14, 2011. Public Works, acknowledgement of employee resignation for Hoyt Dormany, last day of employment December 29, 2011. E911.
Whoa, I added to this agenda to hire the truck driver for Public Works.
Who is he?
Benny Bridges.
Let me think. That's
Benny
Greg
Bridges.
Public.
Is that the guest?
I don't know if he's
Congressman, I mean.
He's the driver.
Benny, oh, okay. Okay, right, Benny, okay, Greg.
You making that a motion, Ms. Bozeman?
I am.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, E911, acknowledgement of the employee resignation for Charles Paramore, last day of employment January 10th, 2012. Housekeeping, acknowledgement of emergency hire of Lori Penson, custodian, hire date December 13th at $7.25 an hour. I make a motion we go into executive session for personnel.
Second that, Mr. Chairman.
Did we do the housekeeping?
It was the
Yeah, he did.
acknowledgement.
Huh?
It's just an acknowledgement.
Oh, okay. Y'all not gonna hire or haven't hired or what?
No, she was for Ray when he was out. Ray's been in the hospital.
Yeah, I know he's been sick.
Yeah, we talked about that at the workshop, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, she's not here no more and he's coming back.
No, Ray's back, but he's in bad shape.
Well, we gonna have to get him any help.
We have a...
Let's just let her stay back where she's at till we see what's gonna happen to Ray in the next few days.
Mr. Chairman, I didn't see anything we was going over these departments. We need, when we have our workshop, I'd like for us to discuss.
Yeah, that's why, that's why I...
And let's try to get some balancing out in there if it suits the board.
Yeah, that's why I said we do it on the workshop on the 7th.
Yeah, good, thank
What are we going into executive session
We got...
for? Oh, okay.
All right, we got a motion and a second on executive session for personnel. All in favor?
We're gonna just go across the road.
Miss Virginia, we're gonna need you. You got some? All right, back from executive session.
Let me do it.
Go ahead, Ms. Bozeman.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that, we relieve Chiquita Rivers from her duties on the Board of Election.
That last name is Wilbur.
Wilbur. Pending litigation.
Second that, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And y'all need to send that certified letter in the morning.
Yeah.
And you need to notify the Democratic Party. And I'd send them a certified letter too.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's all I got, Mr. Chairman. You gonna schedule a meeting?
I'd like to schedule a meeting for Saturday morning, a call meeting regarding the fire department at 10 a.m.
Speak a little louder, sir.
A call meeting Saturday morning at 10 a.m. regarding the fire department.
Oh, okay, something about the fire department.
Yes, sir.
All right.
10 a.m.
10
Would we-
a.m.
Would we be able to do any action in that meeting? Reason I ask.
Yes, sir. It's a call meeting for the
Yeah,
fire
so
department.
you know,
Yes,
not a workshop.
it's not a workshop. It's
If
just,
any of y'all give thought, what are we gonna do on the truck that Jason hit the deer with? You know, we've got, roughly half the cost of a new truck that was sent down through, the Jimmer thing. And they have okayed that it could be, and basically, almost to the point suggested that would be a good place to use the money.
Mr. Billy, we use, that is already programmed in the budget as revenues.
Y'all knew
That
was
always,
coming
yeah,
ahead
we
of
always
time?
know.
that we get it every year.
$13,500, it comes every year. And it's for salary.
Well, what are we gonna do about, I mean,
Shake some trees and
you
find
know,
some money.
It's public I mean, you know, it's, emergency and public safety. I mean, it's something that has to function and operate. And the truck, the other truck that Lynn's driving, I mean, y'all realize this is like a 2001 and, just about totally wore completely out.
Yeah, but what we discussed in this meeting up here was that they rotate that truck. When Lynn's on call, he drives it, and when Jason's on call, he drives it.
I don't see
Till
how
we
they
could do
do that.
something else.
Well, we'll talk about it then, Saturday. I don't want to prolong things, but it's something that's serious. We got to do something. I mean, there ain't no
I'm glad you
question
mentioned the truck, because we need to take the public safety truck and transfer it to Public Works, because their truck is down. And I'm gonna make that a motion.
I won't second it, so I don't think we should do that. Do y'all ever have any plans of bringing the mechanic back to service
No,
all this?
not this year.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
The truck's down out of Public Works now. The
No.
tire truck is down.
Well,
You know it, Billy.
I know that.
And you told John to mention it to me.
I told John if they were not using it and didn't have a urgent need for it, that I'd be willing, cause John asked me. But I've also talked to Jason, and they using that truck a lot, and the truck is very important to them, Miss Bowden.
What are they using it for?
Well, Jason's sitting back there.
Well, we use it for maintenance on the truck, we get ready to maintenance all the trucks, we also use it for on-call duties too.
What do you mean on-call duties?
People on call during the week, they use it to, respond back and forth to office or on the scene.
All right, there's a motion. Is there no second on the motion? If there's no second motion,
It dies on the floor.
motion dies.
Adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Here.
All in
Yeah,
favor?
say something.
Here, standing up.
Y'all need a truck for a few weeks. I got an emergency truck I don't know use till they get that fire truck fixed.
Thank you, Sheriff. We appreciate that. All in favor on adjourning?
Get out of here.
You're a good man, Sheriff. Appreciate it.
Hey.
I was supposed to say you opposed. I was supposed to try and get the rest of the vote out.
Trying to get it official.
I was trying. Y'all was quick.
I don't know what they do. I thought it had just been set since Henry left, but Jason said, no, we've been using it, Daddy.
Yeah, but we ain't supposed to be furnishing vehicles to go home on call. That's not, I mean, you know, I don't know where all this mixed down. I know one time this big.